everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today is Monday, January 6th, 2020. And because it's a Monday, that means it's time for What's Sold on eBay. Bear with me, guys. I got hit with a cold over the weekend and my voice has been kind of coming in and out all day. I'm hoping it'll hold up for the length of this video, but if it starts to get real scratchy, we'll just power through. So we're going to start with the Instagram photos just like every other week and take a walk through our photos of our packages each day to just kind of get a gist of how our volume is doing. And then we'll go over to eBay and look at some items I chose to show you guys this week. I choose items to show you guys for a variety of reasons. I typically choose bolos, bread and butter, and anything I may have made a mistake on because I love to teach others how not to make mistakes by showing them mine. And then I almost always have all of the plush that sold, except for the weeks where I'm going to be doing a plush that sold video, so you don't get repeats too close to each other. Speaking of that, I don't have any jeans in this video because this week is the week I will be doing our jeans that sold on eBay video. And again, I don't want you looking at the same thing back to back too close together. So I kept jeans out of this one. Later on this week, we're going to have part 3 of my denim series where I'm going to show you how I use templates and list my jeans. And then we'll have a jeans that sold. So this week's going to be pretty jeans heavy. So for those of you that like listing jeans and wanted to learn more about them, this should be a good week for you guys. So let's just jump on in here. You guys, this weekend was amazing. We're finally back up to where we were pre-Q4, which is weird that I'm saying we're finally back up to where we were before Q4, because Q4 is supposed to be the quarter that has the most sales and makes the most money for everybody, and Q4 was disappointing for a lot of people across the board. It just wasn't what it had been in years past. We are now back to where we were before Q4, where we should be outside of Q4, which should be better. But I'll take what I can get. We had 30 packages, guys. 26 of those were eBay sales, 4 were Poshmark. And you can see my little hashtag here. I said Q1 is the new Q4. Last Monday we had 21 total packages, 16 eBay sales, and 5 were Poshmark. But for a weekend right after Christmas, that's really good. It looks like things were picking up. Tuesday we had 6. That was New Year's Eve. And so then we didn't have shipping on Wednesday because it was a holiday, New Year's Day. So on Thursday we had 16 packages go out. 14 of those were eBay sales and 2 on Poshmark. That's really good for over New Year's Day, even though it encompasses 2 days of shipping. You can see my little friend there that helped us out with shipping on New Year's Day. And then we had 6 on Friday. So Friday was a little light, but we did have 6 go out. And let's just head on over to eBay. We'll start with the plush, as always, because they're my favorite. Alright, this is a Hershey Kiss. Came from Goodwill. 99 cents. If you guys ever see the petting zoo, that is part of the Hershey theme park in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So that is an official like theme park, amusement park of Hershey, if you didn't know. So this little Hershey Kiss was 99 cents. It sold for $13.12 and shipped first class. Here we have a special Build-A-Bear. He is called Hot Lights. And he lights up. Isn't he cute? Got yellow, got red. So you guys will see later on in this video, very soon, one of our Christmas houses that sold. So with Christmas houses or plush or anything that does light up like this, I usually will turn the photography lights off and get a shot of the lights lit up, of the item glowing, just so folks can get an idea of what it looks like. This guy was 50 cents at the Goodwill, and he sold for a best offer of $12, and he shipped first class. This is a Smithsonian National Zoological, that's a mouthful, Smithsonian National Zoological Park panda. with cherry blossoms. This adorable panda was 25 cents at a yard sale and sold for a best offer of $13.50, shipped first class. Some of these next plush you will remember seeing in the plush that sold video, so I'm going to quickly just go through these. We have an Ewok that was 50 cents at Goodwill, sold for $13.50, shipped first class. Star Wars is hot right now, guys. The new movie just dropped. The Mandalorian's very popular. We have a phone holder, a Thai Beanie Boo dog that's a phone holder. This was, I want to say 50 cents at a yard sale. May have been a quarter. I just did this in a video last week, this furry dog, and I already can't remember. Anyway, he sold for 10 bucks, shipped first class. And then you guys obviously will remember my poops. I had 2 poops. I had 2 poops. Paid $1 a poop. Each poop sold for $10. I sold poop on eBay. Alright, we're out of the plush now, guys. Got a Disney tie. This came from the bins, I want to say, which would have made it like 10 cents. This has been around for a while. This is one of the items we had listed, and then it fell off of eBay, and then we refound it, and we put it back up. So I think it would have sold a lot sooner. Like, we haven't been to the bins in over a year. Most of you know that we don't do the bins anymore. So it's an older tie, but it hasn't been listed and sitting around for that long. So again, I know I mentioned this in a lot of videos, but I do implore you guys to make sure you're going through your inventory at least once a quarter or once every other quarter, a couple times a year. Make sure you're double checking your inventory. We don't know how, we don't know why, but things are always, quote unquote, falling off of eBay. Things that were listed just aren't anymore. And when you go through your inventory, you'll find those items that fell off and you can put them back in. It's always a good idea to do that. And then also make sure you're staying on top of your death piles, because I don't know how many times I've told you guys where I had something in a death pile for a year buried and I found it and it was worth a lot of money and it sold really fast. So just make sure you're staying on top of all that, guys. I wouldn't recommend like spending an entire day or an entire weekend on going through inventory or death piles, but maybe a bin a day if you have time for that. A bin a weekend, set a timer for 15 minutes. Just a little bit of time here and there so you guys can keep on top of it. This tie didn't sell for very much. It sold for $9.94, but we only paid like 10 cents for it. So that's a good return on investment. And here it was sitting for a very long time. And we didn't know that it wasn't listed because it was in a bag of ties. So go through your inventory, guys. All right, here we have an American Eagle hoodie. This was free, no cost of goods to us. This was one of the items from Keith's sister. Sold for $19 on a best offer and shipped in a padded flat. Peter Millar, that is a brand that Keith and I do enjoy picking up. The men's button front shirts and the men's sweaters. The Peter Millar, especially these merino wool sweaters. Whoops, I just dropped my pen. That was very loud. I'm sorry. So this green one here was 99 cents at the Goodwill. And we accepted a best offer of $28 on it. And it shipped first class. So keep your eyes peeled for Peter Millar. It's a good brand. And of course, wool sweaters are always good to pick up if you find sweaters in wool or cashmere. This is exciting. If you guys watched our live haul videos that we did in Florida when we went to visit Casey. If you don't know who Casey is, he's the Rockstar Flipper. And Sydney was there, the Posh Boss. And we did a couple of live hauls to show you guys what we found there. This is one of the shirts that Keith found in Florida. I believe he paid $2.50 for this. I want to say it was like $5 or $6 and it was half off. Anyway, it's a 3XL, which is amazing anyway. Any men's shirt that has really great graphics on it, especially button front graphic shirts, and when they're bigger sizes. So graphic tees are good, but graphic tees are run of the mill. When you find men's button front shirts that have great graphics, and they're big size. I mean, that's, you want to look for either or, but this was both. But not only that, it's Marvel. It has Rocket Raccoon and Groot. This was such an exciting find to find in Florida. That was back in October. I only got this listed about 2 weeks ago. So you guys can see why we're not going sourcing until the spring. If you hadn't heard yet, we are not sourcing until the spring. We just have so much stuff here. So I finally got this shirt up about 2 weeks ago. I accepted a best offer, $40 on it. Here's the thing. I wanted $40 for this shirt. I did not list it at $40 because I knew if I did, I would never get $40 for it. We have best offer on all of our items and we price high to give us that room to negotiate. And having best offer on does give you a free boost in the search engine. So we always keep best offer on everything and we price high to have that room. There goes my voice. I'm sorry, guys. That room to negotiate. So I listed this at, I think it was $60 before the sale, $59.99, yeah. So I listed this at $48, thinking I could get $45 maybe if I was pushing it, but more likely to get $40, and I did get $40 for it. So this was a really super exciting flip. And I'll tell you guys this right now, had this just been an XL, Keith would have kept this for himself. All right, here's one of our Christmas houses, guys. And there's a photo of it, like I mentioned. I turned the lights out. I turned the lights on the Christmas house and just let people see what it looks like when it's lit up. I got 15 of these houses. No, I got 20 of these houses, I think, right around $15. It was a crazy deal. It was at the end of the summer at one of the very last community yard sales we went to. The first one that sold was a newlywed chapel. It sold for $40, so it paid for the lot and itself and everything else and profited. So at this point, every one of these houses is just pure profit. So this one sold for $20, plus they paid the shipping on it, and it shipped priority. Oh, this is just something weird I found in our death pile. I don't think I would source this nowadays. But it was up there. As I said, we're working through all of our piles here. We're going through our inventory, our death piles. We have a bunch of the I don't wannas, and if you're new to the channel, and I don't wanna is what I refer to items that are in death piles that you just don't want to deal with. There's death piles, and then there's the I don't wannas. Death piles are typically just you have too much inventory, you have more than you can list, but you're going to get to it and you want to list it, and it's good inventory. The I don't wannas are the death piles of stuff that you just throw aside and you ignore forever because you don't want to deal with it. Everybody has the I don't wannas. You need to tackle your I don't wannas, guys. Anyway, I found this in one of ours. I figured it was up there. I don't even know where it came from. Somebody probably gave this to us, to be honest with you. This looks like something maybe we got from one of Keith's family members. I don't know. I don't remember buying this, and I don't think I would source this. I know Keith knows better than to source something like this. It only sold for $10, and it had free shipping on it. So I really feel like somebody gave this to us. But I found it, and that's the thing. Like, it was laying up there, and while I wouldn't source this anymore or ever again or whatever, it was sitting upstairs, and it's still, you know, after fees and shipping, probably made $5 on it. But that's $5 more than we had yesterday, and this was just sitting in a pile up in the storage area that we lovingly refer to as the serial killer room for you longtime viewers. It was just sitting up there. It was like basically having a $5 bill sitting on the floor in our storage area, and we were just walking around and ignoring it. So when I find things like this, it's like, I really wouldn't source it. It's really not worth the time. But it took 2 photos. I took front and back. It took a second to list, and we made $5. So I do list weird things like this when I find them, if I can't remember where we got them from. Maybe when we were dumb in the beginning, when we were still learning. but it's $5 more than we had yesterday. So if we were actively sourcing right now, that could be 5 more items at the Goodwill on 99-cent day. It could be 10 more plushies that I get for 50 cents. And that's how I like to look at the world. It's not a great item, but it got us $5 more than we had yesterday. And if I could turn that $5 into 10 plushies, that could potentially be $200. So always be looking to at least get your return back on your investments and flip that money into better inventory, because that's really how you build a business. Keith started with selling his own items, took his first $20 to the bins, and we just kept taking our profits and going back to the bins until we had eventually made enough profits and capital that we could start going into retail arbitrage and shopping off the racks at the thrift stores. We kept flipping that profit until we had enough capital built up that we started to get into cell phones, and then we bought the remote controls, the bulk order of all those remote controls, wholesale. And that's how you do it. You start small, and you got to think like that. Like, every item counts. Every $5 you make counts, because that could be 2 more items or 5 more items that profit you more, and then you can take that and turn it into more, and that is how you grow. Okay, let's look at these Maxwell blank VHS tapes. Blank VHS tapes are a bolo, y'all. If you find them in packs like this, definitely grab them. Sometimes we find them in singles, and then Keith will just put them in a pile until he has 3 or 6 singles that he'll sell in a lot together. But since this was a 3-pack, we just put it up by itself. This was, I believe, 50 cents at a church sale. May have been a quarter, but we're going to say 50 cents. And they sold for $16.88, and they shipped first class. All right, guys, we're getting into the remote controls. So we had sold 22 remotes this week, which keeps us right at about a 1.5 to 2% sell-through rate on our remotes, which is right where we want them to be. Electronics in general and remotes are going to have a higher sell-through rate than clothing. Clothing is very slow, very oversaturated. A 0.5% sell-through rate on used clothing is really good, and Plush is even slower than that. But electronics are pretty fast, so as long as our remotes stay between 1 and 2%, even at 1%, we're very happy with how they're performing, so to speak. So I picked out 3 to show you this week. This is a genuine Toshiba TV remote control. You can see it here. That's its model number. This one sold for $16.87. This is a different Toshiba TV remote. There's its model number. These are the same remote, so we must have sold 2 of the same one. Awesome. So this one sold for $16.87, and the same one sold for $17.99. So we had more than one of those. And these eye clickers, these student response remotes, you guys, these are bolos. If you ever see them out in the wild, grab them. They don't go for too much money. You can see that this one sold for $15. But they sell fast, like as fast as you can get these up. People are snatching them up. They're very popular. People look for these. So if you find them for like $1 or less at some kind of a church sale, an estate sale, thrift store, it's going to flip for $15 really quick. And in fact, the buyer that bought this paid extra money to get this priority shipped. So we were offering free first class shipping. They paid like $8 more on top of the 15 to get it shipped priority so they could have it faster. So somebody really needed this quickly for school. But yeah, those were the 3 remotes I picked out this week to show you. 22 sold overall. If you guys remember, or you're probably tired of hearing about it, we bought 3,000 remotes for $1,600. Came out to like 52 cents a remote. That was shipped to our door on a Gaylord. So that is the highlights from the week, and a little bit of mistakes, you know, like stuff getting lost in your inventory. not being listed and you don't know it. Just make sure you're double checking that stuff. And if you guys find stuff and your I don't want is like this digital photo album and it's poop, go ahead and list it, because it's still going to get you a couple bucks more than you had before. And that's how you build a business. You just got to keep building and thinking bigger and better things as you move onward. That's going to be my theme of 2020. Just bigger, better things. Keep moving onwards. Keep moving upwards, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know how your sales are doing. I really think ours are picking back up now. It's almost like coming out of summer slump. Like, we're coming out of the summer slowdown. Things are finally picking up, but we're coming out of Q4, which is still weird and mind-boggling. But anyways, leave your comments. Let me know what's going on, guys. Hit the thumbs up before you leave. It helps the channel. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos on all social media. If you haven't already, if you'd like to, please subscribe to the channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. Link is in the description box down below. It's a great group, guys, full of wonderful, amazing resellers. And also, we have an email, flippinhipposhelp@gmail.com. You can always reach out to us there as well. Until next time, guys, go be productive, go make some money, and thank you as always for watching. We absolutely appreciate you guys. You're the best. Bye.